to this evening's edition of School News with Humboldt City Schools. And we've got Coach George Yarbrough, our athletic director, co-athletic director here today. And George, got a lot of things happening. It's spring break, but sports moves on.
Yeah, Seth. Glad to be here. It's a lot of news to talk about, and let me just correct you there. It's fall break.
That's right.
It's fall break. I get it mixed
my
up too.
Goodness.
I think I've said spring break more than once.
Oh
this
my
week.
word! Yeah, and you
Yeah.
know, it's kind of it's unusual for us to get this cooler weather.
Right.
Normally, we go straight from summer to winter. I mean,
Yeah,
you
you're
know,
right.
get just a few days, but it's felt really good this week. Your kids are getting what fall break should be.
It is. I mean, they deserve it. I mean, everybody needs a break, if you ask me.
That's right. That's
so
right.
I know I slept into the 8 o'clock this morning and had to get up and come see you. And I always love doing that, especially when there's a break incorporated. And just want to talk a little bit about some things that are going on in our district.
Yes, sir.
Regarding sports. Don't have much school news. Of course,
Sure,
we are.
sure.
We're on the move. That's our theme for our year. And
Yes, sir.
Steadily using the taco model that Dr. Epperson has come up with our operations there in our school district, and we are excited about what's going on in Humboldt City Schools. Had the last data dig there at our as a school as a whole with all our staff. When we look at some crucial areas of academics and how we delivering instruction, that I think occurred on September the 27th. So moving into October, it took off running, especially with sports, and I want to get into that with our volleyball.
Yes,
we ended our season. We had to go to Scotts Hill again. On that last volleyball game, and I think that was the last weekend, September there, where we traveled, and of course Scotts Hill, they've handled us pretty well this year, but in the midst of all of that, we did have a young lady to make the all-tournament team, and Chelsea Brown. So I'm excited about Chelsea. Congratulations to her, Coach Macklin, Coach Shivers. That's Dominique Shivers, and we are excited that she has made the all-tournament team there in volleyball. And I remember the question you asked me last time regarding Coach Macklin and her attention fully given to volleyball. And, of course, the record doesn't really show that we've in the win and loss column, but actually we are doing very well teaching fundamentals and doing the things that we need to do to become better volleyball players and to, have her attention devoted to nothing but volleyball has been an asset.
And we interviewed her for the Humboldt Chronicle this next week, and it should be coming out in next week's paper.
Sounds good.
She mentions only having a couple of seniors, and so that will help her just to keep rebuilding.
Right.
And I know taking the title was Madison.
Madison Academic.
That's right.
A great volleyball team. I had a chance to see them. They actually played that game earlier in September, maybe mid to early September, and we played that game at Liberty. So their gym is not wasn't conducive for play yet, but now the district tournament was held at the Lambuth campus. So and they were the home favorite, and they come through with a district championship, and congratulations to Madison, and congratulations to our young ladies, Chelsea Brown again, an all-district team, and the other lone senior on there is Trisharius Warlick. So congratulations, ladies. Good season, and we thank you for your commitment to volleyball. I think Chelsea has been an all-around athlete for about 4 to 6 years. She's played basketball, she's cheered, and she's played volleyball.
That's
and I think she may have played a little softball there for a minute. So that young lady has definitely put in the work there at Humboldt, and we want to just send out our congratulations for her and her commitment to sports and what she brings to Humboldt girls athletics, and that's the commitment that it takes.
That's
no idle time for that young lady.
That's fantastic. And so volleyball season, is that end, or do they go ahead and get to play in the regionals?
That ended their season. That was actually a play-in game because we was the last seat, and Scotts Hill was the I think we was 5-4.
Yeah.
And we were 5, Scotts Hill 4, and they played it in and were able to go and advance.
All right, because I think the regionals were Monday or started Monday
They
or something like that.
started Monday,
So,
exactly.
Fantastic. Well, moving right along here. I know you've got some other sports to talk about before we get into winter sports getting going. And when you start talking basketball, there's somebody that we remembered just a week ago Saturday.
Absolutely. We celebrated the life and legacy of Mr. Antonio Lambert. Most of you guys know him as Tony Lambert.
Yeah.
That service was held Saturday, October the 2nd at our high school,
Sure.
Thomas Ray Boykin Gymnasium, and that was quite the service.
Yeah.
The order of service was very, very reflective of the life that young man led, and he had a lot of individuals there that had weighed in and regarding the comments and the reflections. The likes of his high school coach and Thomas Hopkins, Mike McCutcheon was his coach in college at Freed Hardeman, and then former superintendent at Jackson Madison County, Eric Jones, was there, and I didn't realize he and Eric were teammates at Freed Hardeman.
I didn't know that until Saturday.
So that was an awesome display, and then Nick Stamper was a great friend and a trainer and a partner of his at the Solus Training Center there in
That was
Jackson.
an interesting story.
Yeah, that was a great story. I enjoyed hearing that. Then you had Coach Abernathy, which the impact he made on RJ, and RJ had a little video that we displayed there of him. He was unable to make it due to him being in Atlanta to a showcase and a tournament there, starting off his basketball season.
Yeah.
And then Coach Macklin, of course, reflected as well with the time that they spent with coaching girls basketball, and kind of sharing the duty with strength and conditioning coach for our district, and the assistant coach. Coach Lambert served as her assistant on the girls basketball team. And then you had Rodney Chapman, that's the head coach at Haywood County. Very, very nice reflection that he was able to comment on, and brought along some of his players there at Haywood County and the Haywood County family as well. And then former player and Jared Walker, who is the son of the former principal there at Humboldt, James Walker. And the principal at Haywood County, Miss Brittany Avent, and Alex Aiken, he was in a cohort there of his leadership once he gained his administration through the University of Memphis, and we enjoyed hearing everything. And Tony's brother, he wounded out the service with some breaking of the monotony is what I like to refer it to as. He had some great reflections about Tony. I don't have that young man's name, but I do know it was Tony's older brother who was from the Memphis area. And again, our condolences to Debbie as she moves forward, and AJ, the son of Tony Lambert, as they begin to make the transition and adjustments with life without Coach Lambert. And it's going to be tough sometimes, but I think the adjustment will eventually come. And she has a great deal of support with our faculty, our staff, and just the family there at Humboldt Junior Senior High School.
You know, I learned something Saturday that I did not know, and how that Coach Lambert got to Humboldt.
Yeah.
Abernathy had developed that relationship with him over at, was it Lane?
Lane College.
Lane College.
Early on at Lane. Yeah.
So him and that Solaris, the strength and conditioning side of things, and they went in there and helped him with Lane. Well, then when he came to Humboldt, he didn't realize that Debbie Lambert was married to Antonio.
Yeah, it was a big shocker. Coach Ab has shared that story with me, and he's like, as he walks into Miss Lambert's office, he sees a picture of her and Tony up, and he says, "Who is that guy?" And of course, Debbie going ahead and she shares that story that's my husband. And
that's hilarious.
And the rest is history. And
wow,
we also want to give special thanks to the eulogy performed by Nathan Lewis. And
I don't guess I realized he was a minister.
Yeah,
he's the principal at Liberty.
He is. He's at Crosswinds Church of Christ. And
he's not the principal at Liberty. It's
Early College. Maybe Early College or Madison one. I want to say,
I thought he was Madison
It
when
may
we
be
played
Madison.
them.
Yeah, I think he has some duties there. It's a shared responsibility. I know the early college. He may be at Madison. You may be right, Seth.
Yeah.
That now that you say that does resonate with me that he is the principal there at Madison Academic because of the basketball.
That's
He
right.
was the biggest cheerleader there the last couple of years when
yeah.
Madison was making such good runs in the district and regional tournament in their appearance in the state tournament. So
That's right. But
awesome.
I didn't realize he was a minister. Did a great job.
Yeah, he did a great job. And then the hometown guy that is always around and supporting our community was Pastor Joseph Montgomery, who's my pastor. Proud to say that, from Higher Ground Assembly. He emceed and he really oversaw the program and made sure things were flowing well, and had his spin on the service that kind of moved us along.
Yeah,
I was proud of that. Of course, Baskerville Funeral Home always do a good job, and it was, as I said, it was quite the day of remembering and celebrating. I know some tears of joy was shed and some tears of sadness was shed, but overall we wanted to celebrate that young man's life, and I think and his accomplishments, and I think it was well deserved, and we did just that.
That's awesome.
Yep.
And so moving to, I guess we'll go to junior high football.
Yeah, let's talk a little junior high football
right now because season ended Tuesday night rather.
Right.
We had that, but we go back because they played a game that we've not talked about yet, and that was to get into the playoffs.
Right.
Was it? I can't remember who they played.
They played Northview.
Okay.
They played Northview the end of September, actually September the 30th, a hard-fought game.
Yeah, Coach Lennon ended up having to coach that game.
Yes.
Sanderson was ill and was not able to make it.
Exactly.
And so they fought through and just did a great job. They were actually being shut out at the half.
Yeah, 14-0, wasn't it?
14 or 13. I can't remember.
13 or 14-0, and we come back and we score
22 unanswered.
A couple of touchdowns and 3, matter of fact, huh?
Yeah.
And a 2-point conversion thrown in there, and 22-14 was the score that ended that game. Humboldt Vikings on top to put them in the playoffs and a number 1 seed in our area. So we actually played the losers here recently. This was just this past Tuesday night. We were on the docket to play Paris Inman.
And they
Big
always
school.
bring a great team.
Great crowd, great team. A lot of little gentlemen on that football team, a great coached team, and they're a feeder program to Henry County.
Okay. Yeah.
So you're looking at a 5A school, high school there that those kids will move up to.
Wow.
And
we hung with them.
that game was great.
It was a fun game to play.
If you want to go and watch a game over fall break on the junior high level, that was the one you watch.
Yeah. And if you missed it, we've got the archived version on our YouTube channel here on Viking News on Demand. Was able to stream that game, hoping for a better outcome. And I tell you, just when you thought we were done, and I made the statement on the broadcast, we got stopped at the half, not even really the half-yard line. The nose of the ball was almost touching the goal line.
It was.
And Paris Inman goes back out. Your junior Vikings come up with a huge sack. Gives them 2 points, makes the score 12-8. We march down the field, score a touchdown, go up 14-12. But I said it on the broadcast.
Couldn't hold on.
5 minutes was a long time for Paris Inman. And they was able to score and hold us out.
They marched down the field with a couple of completions that seemed like the ball was in the air, 10 seconds.
Long throws.
Of course, I'm exaggerating that, but those balls were the passes that were thrown by their quarterback, and to come down with those 2 receptions right there at the end of the game and punch it in to go ahead of us. It was just a great game. Was that score 18-14?
It was 18-14. And you know, you felt like that happened all night long, really. Their points came on those big chunk plays. It wasn't that the defense played bad. It was just you allowed them big plays. They threw the long ball so well.
I agree.
And we were there. That was the frustrating part. The defenders were there. It wasn't like they were wide open throws.
Exactly.
We were there. I don't know. Again, you're playing younger players. I don't know if they were going for the interception. I plan to talk to Coach Sanderson about this hopefully before tomorrow night. But I don't know if they were going for the interception and not really batting the ball down. I know he's probably got an opinion on that as a coach, and I would like to hear it.
I'm sure. And so would I. We'll have a chat with Coach Sanderson. I'll tune in to see how he responds to those. But it seemed to me that those, to be that close and for plays to happen, as you said, you emphasize big plays.
Yeah.
Big plays happening like that, you would want to know what Coach Sanderson had in mind for his defenders who were defending those wide receivers who made those catches. And it was just we come up short. I mean, it was a well-played game. We have nothing to hang our heads over. On the opposite side of that was the loser in which we beat was Three Oaks. That's in our area.
Yeah.
They played Martin Westview, and they Martin Middle.
Okay.
And Martin Middle won that game. So coming up, and I'm not sure of the date, but it will be for the area championship, which would be somewhat like our region.
Yeah.
Here in football, in high school football, would be Martin Middle and Paris Inman.
Yeah.
So Paris Inman, of course, will be representing us on our end of the state, and Westview will be representing Martin Middle. I keep saying Westview
because
Martin
Westview
is the feeder.
That's right.
Martin Middle's a feeder to Westview, but that'll be the game, and don't have dates and times on that. But just a few things to come as a result of that. We have 5 kids to make the area conference team.
Yeah, let's name those kids.
Let's name those kids, Seth. That's Demario Shivers, in which you heard his name consistently. Well-deserved is a tackle machine.
Yeah, he got 2 quarterback sacks in a row.
Yes,
Tuesday
that kid is something special to watch, especially on the defensive side of the ball. Keitavious Justice, our quarterback, who gained so much yardage, crucial yardage when we need it, with some quarterback keepers and just overall leadership of his play at the quarterback position. And, of course, the workhorse we have, Jeremiah Jones.
Oh, yeah.
That kid, I see him push
7th or 8th
defenders
grade.
off. He is a 7th grader?
Oh, so he's got another year.
Let me think now. No, he's an 8th grader.
Okay.
He's an 8th grader. Jeremiah's an 8th grader. I'm sorry.
That's all right.
He's just quite the player. He's quite the player. Keyshawn Cole, 8th grader.
That's another good.
Big lineman. Is gonna do well. And then the little scrappy Edward Agnew.
Yeah. Now he's an 8th grader too.
He is too.
So he kind of would come in a wildcat at quarterback quite a bit. And he can throw the little short to intermediate passes.
He can.
And
saw a little bit of his arm as well. He launches that thing and it stays up there pretty good. Has a good little arm. He's a good all-around player. And I guess you would say as he moves up, the category or to term him would be a good little utility player.
Right.
Yeah, he's so that's the 5 guys that
awesome.
made our all-area team here in West Tennessee for the Tennessee Middle School Athletic Association. Congratulations to those gentlemen. And they'll have a chance to play in the All-Star game. They do have an All-Star game. They will have a couple more practices. And we will be in touch. They will be in touch with us on how things are going to evolve. And I do know that game will be played November the 2nd.
Okay. Do we know where?
Don't know where yet. We're going to figure that out. But as we get closer to that date, there's still a little more football left with our middle school.
Yeah.
So just to reward you in the postseason arena of going to the playoffs and having a kind of a bowl game for the end of the year with the players who have stood out is going to be great.
That's awesome. Great. And Coach Sanderson did a great job in his post-game speech to the kids. I was actually down there taking some pictures for the newspaper, and just the things he was saying, 7th graders, take this to the next year. 8th graders, you need to carry this to the high school team. Everybody can learn something from tonight. That was basically his gist of his post-game. You learn things from the losses, and, it's not really a loss if you learn from it.
If you learn from it goes on to be a learning a lesson for not just sports but life. You have to learn to win some and you have to learn to lose.
That's right.
The old adage of when you get knocked down, you get back up is so true of sports because it's just a teacher of life, and I think that's the message Coach Sanders wants to relay to our kids, and he does a good job at that.
Very unusual to have a what's that Jaguars quarterback that just came up?
Trevor Lawrence.
Trevor Lawrence did not lose in high school. He did not lose in college.
Seth, I don't know about that. What do you think about that?
Man.
To not lose and to get to the highest level of football.
And then he's got to figure out how to lose.
Yeah. I mean, that.
You're in the big boy league now.
Yeah, I mean,
everybody's good. Yeah, and so you learn a lot of things in these losses.
You do.
And it's very rare to have that, Trevor Lawrence.
Exactly. Exactly.
So
never losing. I mean, that's. I don't know how I could process that mentally. He's doing a good job. Now, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
He's still a good player.
Yeah.
And he's a difference maker for that ball club.
He is. And he's grown up since game one.
Absolutely. And he had our Titans on the ropes, too.
Yeah, he did. He did. But thankfully, we pulled that out.
Yeah, we did.
Ooh, my.
Good point.
Talk about not losing. You're going into a team here on Friday night.
Oh, wow.
They've not lost in over 20 games.
Yeah, they have a streak going of 20, better than 20.
Yeah, it's like 24, 25.
Yes, and we will go into Peabody Golden Tide host. They will be hosting us tomorrow night, and let's just be real.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough night.
It's a mountain we have to climb.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough night, but you got to be ready for it.
We do.
And how do you like that segue? Here we are in a senior high football. Now, if you didn't realize it, we're talking now, talking our high school football team, the varsity team here, and George. The exhilarating win against Greenfield.
Wasn't that a good? And you know what? Let me say this, Seth. I'm mad at Chance Baskerville.
Uh-oh.
He got to call the best part in the second half, and I'm gonna attribute a little of that to you too.
Yep.
But hey, man, if we come out with a win, I tell you, we sputtered that first half.
Goodness.
It seemed like we come so close to the door, but we couldn't get it open for some reason. Offensively, mainly, our defense really stood tall in that first half, and was a big reason why we wasn't down more than what we were.
I thought Chance was going to get us in trouble. He kept he kept hollering, and where you sit at Greenfield, you're right there in the stands.
Yeah.
And he kept hollering out, and that one woman just kept standing up and looking back at him.
Yep.
But she had gotten her jabs in on the first half, and that's one thing I think Chance had noticed. She got her jabs in the first half. He said, "Oh no!" So every time Humboldt would do something, yell, "Go Humboldt!" Real loud.
Right. Well, hey, he got the stellar half of that game, and I still have a bone to pick with him. Y'all chose that pretty good, but nevertheless, my Vikings come away with a big win,
Beautiful
22-21 against Greenfield. Regional contender and a regional rival for us, and that catapulted our guys to a momentum builder.
Yeah,
especially going into a bye week and then having such an stellar opponent like Trenton that you have to face on their homecoming.
Yeah. Now I know Coach doesn't like hearing this kind of talk, so he don't have to see this video. So,
but that's right.
All right. Let's talk playoffs.
Gotcha.
I know Coach is going to be focused on Trenton, and that's fine. That's what he needs to be doing.
He does.
But us as announcers and looking at all this other stuff, we start seeing the big picture a little bit earlier.
Looking ahead.
And let's just say Humboldt goes in there and shocks at Trenton. Does that seal their playoff, or do they still have to beat Halls at the end? Because Trenton is a region foe.
It just depends on what everybody else is doing as well.
Okay.
I would think it would seal it. Definitely seal it, because you're looking at that would probably be the upset of the century on all levels.
Oh, my word, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Nobody's expecting that.
Exactly.
I mean, you're coming in as the underdog of the underdog. I mean, you're about as low as you can be as far as in this game.
Unprecedented. If that was to happen, let's just be real. It would be, I would think, a secure playoff position.
But didn't Greenfield hold with them in the first half?
They did. Greenfield did. Lake County actually were ahead of them at some point. I think maybe the first quarter, second quarter.
And I know it can be comparing apples to oranges. We should have beat West Carroll.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so this is a regional game. Now, let me say this: if you lose to Trenton, and we're not conceding, we're just talking possible scenarios here, hypotheticals, because that's what we do best in the media, live in hypotheticals. You lose to Trenton, it's not over. You still have Riverside, a homecoming game. It's not a region game.
Not a region game.
You have Halls, the last game of the year.
Right.
You win that game, you're still in.
You're still in. You have to see what the Greenfield victory was big.
That was huge.
I would have liked to have gotten the West Carroll win at home. Couldn't hold that one. That probably would have solidified our playoff hopes. And then Lake County, we struggled. we kind of sputtered on that one. We just kind of got our butts handed to us on that one.
Penalties.
Yeah, we didn't give ourselves a chance with the penalties, but looking at the scenario of getting to the playoffs, things have to kind of fall just right for us to make it. And now to win out would be absolutely solidifying the playoff hopes.
Right.
But with a powerhouse like Trenton, if you think you might not get past Trenton, you have to get the next one with Halls. That'll be the last game of the year. And that Riverside game in there, that gives you a little because that's a good ball team.
Is it?
Yes, Riverside is a good little ball team. That'll be a good game for us to play and to see where we're at when we're talking about a team that's probably equivalent to us and has probably the same. They kind of mirror us.
Okay.
So I'm looking at that one. The West Carroll, the Riverside, us. Greenfield, that's all. That's kind of similar competition there that I'm looking forward to see how we do against Riverside.
Sure.
And as you said, not to concede against Trenton.
No, I mean anything's possible. There's a reason you play the games, folks.
Right.
I mean, you go in there and you play as hard as you can. You've had extra time to heal, so it should be 100% no matter what. They were practicing hard the other day before that junior high game. I got there early on purpose. I wanted to see where we were at. I saw some wrinkles being put in. I'm not going to say a lot here, but I saw some wrinkles being put in. You're going to approach Trenton different than you would any other team.
And I like mindset and focus leading up to this. Yes, it's fall break, but, I think our kids need that.
Yeah.
They need that extra time to prepare, to be relaxed, but at the same time, you ever heard of the old adage, don't be quick but not in a hurry?
Yeah.
It's kind of the same focus that we need to have. We have a fall break just coming off a bye week, so we're relaxed, but at the same time we have to be in a ready position to where we can focus and take care of business.
Sure. So, and does fall break give you extra time to practice or no?
It does not. You kind of carry on a normal schedule. Okay. Coaches may get there earlier to prepare, being that they don't have classes. But I was working yesterday. I worked yesterday from about I'd say 9 till about 5. And off and on, I was in and out doing a few things at the field house, at the concession stand, and some office work with some things that I have as part of my responsibility outside of athletics. And at about 2:30, you see cars coming by. You wonder, what's going on there?
Mm-hmm.
And they're high school football players that are coming to practice. Parents are bringing them to practice. You see a couple of walkers. And then all of a sudden at about 3:15, you see all that traffic shut down. And if you walk out and you get on the field, you see our Vikings out there in I want to say a focused type of atmosphere. It's like a business-like atmosphere that I hadn't seen in a while.
So does it kind of remind you of when, because, obviously coaches aren't out there at 2:30 practicing with the kids. Does it kind of remind you of the RJs and the Anthony Joneses that would come in and play even when coaches weren't able to supervise it? They're out there just getting a little extra time in?
Point well taken. I think that the coaches, we do have a couple of coaches that were in the field house. I know I saw Coach Cole, Coach Sanderson winding up from junior high.
Yeah.
But you have those kids out there that's getting kind of anxious and wanting to put in that extra work.
Yeah.
And trying to just make their just maximize the effort in preparation.
Well, that's what a little bit of success does for you.
Exactly.
Those kids start tasting that victory, and you don't want to let go of that.
And that's good.
Yes, it is.
It's a positive you can take from that. I don't care if we would have beat a Pee Wee League team.
Yeah,
we needed a win.
We needed a win
in the worst way, and
which you started last year at the end of the season.
Yeah, we did
some wins.
We did. Winning the last 3 out of 4.
Yeah, it was good.
Or 4 out of 5, actually.
Yeah.
That is a great accomplishment, and to come into this season with the schedule like it was, to go on the road to a tough Grace Academy there in Franklin, and then come back with a win with Brewston Central, and then West Carroll there. You had your chances and just could not close out and capture that victory. And then you got Lake County that gives you a good thumping. Then you got Los Ann. You go to that, and you just in a whole different world when it comes to high school football, with the athletes and the recognition, the campus, the surroundings, and come back and win against Greenfield and have Peabody coming up. This is my point. This is a schedule that I think has a variety of ups and downs, peaks and valleys,
Sure.
and ways that you prepare different, and it's a different approach because it's the game of football, but at the same time, it's a mental state that you have to kind of remain in order to continue to, pick yourself up. You got one, you drop one, yeah. That was a tough one. Oh, we got the brakes beat off of us, and then to bounce back and have a win. We've experienced a lot of highs and lows and emotions that hopefully will prepare us in the closing of our season to get that ultimate goal of going to the playoffs.
Yeah, definitely. So now, before we transfer over to winter sports, let's mention who we're brought to you by. We've got One Tennessee, Baskerville Funeral Home. Christine Warrington, candidate for Humboldt mayor. That election is November the 2nd. Humboldt High School class of 93. Centennial Bank, Bradley Owens for Gibson County General Sessions Judge. High school class of 93 right here in Humboldt. And they're already getting ready for their homecoming, okay? They're getting ready for that homecoming game coming up against Riverside.
Yeah.
The Humboldt Chronicle, Lashley Rich Construction Company, Lynn Auto Repair, Ralph and Camille Jones, Tyson Foods, and none other, last but certainly not least, the Viking Booster Club, bringing you all of these things here on Viking News On Demand. It's been a great year of sponsorships.
It has.
And
Thank
we appreciate
you guys
that
for
so very
sponsoring the
much.
Vikings and Viking athletics. That's always
right.
The support is great here in Humboldt, and I'm just excited to know that sponsor list, it's grown.
It has.
And let's be real, Seth, with the seasons we've had, sometimes it's hard to support. Sometimes it's hard to support, but we've had the supporters to hang in there with us and see that list of growing supporters and the ones who stuck with us through the tough times.
Yeah.
I just wanted to give you a big shout out and say a great big thank you for all you do and what you continue to do to support Humboldt athletics.
That's right. Now we transfer over to winter sports where we get to enjoy sports indoors because weather is changing.
It is.
And we got some changes that are coming with the weather changing because now junior high basketball pretty much stays the same.
It does.
Who is the junior high girls coach? I forget that.
Yeah, junior high girls coach is Terrell Green.
Terrell Green, that's right.
Coach Green, he coached last year.
Yeah.
And we struggled with numbers last year.
Yes.
So with this year, I think largely in part because of the hire of an assistant coach that's a teacher here in our district over at the East Elementary, Kiara Dotson.
Okay.
She has gotten the interest sparked again with our young ladies, and we are excited about that.
Wonderful.
Now, we did have a junior high coach to resign earlier in the season.
Okay.
Toward the end of the summer, August, somewhere in that area, Coach Andrew Woods.
Okay.
He went back to Jackson, and I think he's going to have a chance to coach with his twin brother.
Okay.
So that was something that I think he made that decision. And
sure.
When we hired, we kind of didn't know that would occur.
Sure.
He had that in mind, but I definitely understand if there's a sibling and they want to get together and coach and do what they love, both quite the athletes there in Jackson. I think Coach Woods, he was an All-American at Bethel and just a kid that worked hard and allowed his hard work to pay off and be of All-American status there at Bethel University along with that head coach there, Coach Jeff Britt. Which, little known fact, we went to the same college.
Okay.
Yeah, head coach at Bethel, and we graced the campus of Brescia University in Owensboro, Kentucky.
Wow.
So that brings back some memories, and I occasionally see him and chat with him, and we have good memories regarding our times in playing college basketball on the NAIA level there in Owensboro, Kentucky, and the likes. So
does this leave Coach Green without an assistant?
Yes, he does have an assistant, which is Kiara Dotson.
Oh, that's right.
Yes,
okay.
Kiara Dotson is our assistant on the junior high girls basketball team, and quite the combination of youngsters that are experienced, have played, have experienced success with Coach Green. Coach Dotson brings a wealth of knowledge in from she's a Crockett County girl.
Okay.
So she's got I saw her shooting a couple of days ago. So she's excited. She has just a great approach with our young ladies and knows the game.
Yeah.
Knows the game and has played the game and can impart some of that wisdom on those young ladies that they need at such a critical point in in their lives on that junior high level. You always know that junior high is a different type of it's a different type of age group there. It's a different type of era for a middle school kid. I tell you, middle school kids are they're shaping themselves, they're forming their identity at that age, and it can be tough. So
yeah.
My point is, it's important to get the right match.
Yeah.
So I think we've done that.
How does the rules apply there? Because I know you can't start practicing too early. However, they've got a scrimmage that's coming up.
Yeah.
That's like Tuesday of next week.
Yeah.
How early do they get started practicing?
They could get started practicing September the 22nd.
Okay.
7th, excuse me.
They've been going a little while.
27th. So they have been going a little while. I'm going to just back up to my calendar here.
Sure.
Yeah, September the 27th. That was the first Monday in September when
So
the rules
over
for
a month.
Tennessee, for Middle School Athletic Association gives us that window to begin practicing. Now, before that, you can do strength and conditioning.
Sure.
And you can work with about 3 athletes per day to do that. But
Yes.
nevertheless, we are continuing to get better and to put in the hard work. I know I've got a daughter on that team, a stepdaughter on that little middle school team, and she is she's excited. She's excited. She's got the next couple of days off. They've been working pretty hard here, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
Yeah.
Today's Thursday, and they're off, but they'll pick it back up again, excuse me, in the following week to get ready. And hey, it's right around the corner. The 19th is our first scrimmage. The 25th of October will be the Jamboree. It'll be held at Lake County.
All right.
Our girls will play at 6:10. Our boys will play at 6:45. And then that first game where you throw the ball up and you see what you're made of.
Yeah.
It'll be October the 28th. It'll be at Fayette West.
All right.
So that we're on the road for about the first 2 or 3 games.
Yeah.
So
we have picked a couple of games. We'll be releasing those later on. We're going to try to cover 2 junior high games, which would actually be 4 because you cover girls and boys. And we'll be bringing those to you here on Viking News On Demand. I counted on their schedule 9 or 10 home games.
Right.
So you'll have an opportunity to see this young team, young squad hit the courts. And it's going to be a great year of junior high Viking basketball again under the Coach Terrell Green. And then Miss Dotson. Is it Kiera?
Yeah, Kiera Dotson.
I'll have to try
they
to
call
make
her
sure
Coach K.
Coach K.
Yeah, that
right.
might be a little easier for us.
Yeah, it'd be a little easier to remember maybe. So look forward to a great season.
Yeah.
And then we move on to regular basketball, which has seen its share of roster moves as far as change from last year. Some kids transferring out and then some coming back.
Right.
And so I'm looking forward to seeing that final roster closer to the season.
Yeah. We'll, matter of fact, when we get back, it's homecoming week on the high school level. When we get back, I want to talk a little bit about that. And but Seth, to let you know, our roster will be a little different.
Yeah, it will be
It'll
different.
be a little different. I mean, let's not make any bones about it. We had a couple of kids to transfer out, and then we had some to leave and come back, and all done on the up and up. All done under the rules, procedures, and requirements of TSSAA. I know no other way than to do it correctly and to do it right regarding our eligibility standards and academic standards that we go by that the TSSAA governing body has set for us.
That's right.
So with that in mind, it's going to look a little different, and I'm going to be able to share a little bit more about that next week as we get past our homecoming in football and basketball comes up, and we get to roll those balls out November the 1st.
Look at there. And they'll actually start with the Jamboree game. We are playing in a Jamboree this year, and it will be the end of November, isn't it?
It will be in the end of November. Now, I have an updated schedule somewhere around here. But,
okay, that's fine.
This one is just the one I kind of draft from.
Sure,
and, I don't think I put one in here yet of our new one.
Good. That's good. I've got it in my email.
On your phone.
Yeah, I'll get it up,
pulled up real quick while I just kind of talk a little bit more about the things that are going on. We're gonna that Jamboree will be Saturday, November the 13th at Dyersburg, and Then we'll have those 2 Hall of Fame games. We'll have one at home, and then we'll have one on the road with Sacred Heart. So Lexington is a new addition to our schedule this year. So we're excited about that. I'm going to just scroll down here and see who our new additions are. I think we've got Sacred Heart on here. We've got Crockett County.
Yes, I saw that.
Yeah, I think we've played Ripley in the past, maybe not last year, but Ripley is one. As I said, Lexington is a home and away this year we have.
I saw Bradford back on the schedule
Bradford's back on the schedule. We got them twice this year.
Have we been playing JCM?
No, we haven't. That's another one.
Okay.
And, they're a district team.
Yes.
They're in our district team. And we had our district meeting about a week ago there at the coffee shop.
Okay.
And I just want to give a shout out for our district teams that I have listed.
Yeah.
So people kind of know exactly what we're dealing with. It's a different district this year.
It is.
And our district consists of Humboldt, Halls, JCM, Lake County.
Yeah.
Peabody, and Middleton.
So we do not have Gibson County.
No more Gibson County. And no more Madison.
No more Madison.
Right. No more Gibson County, no more Madison.
Well, I'm not crying about that.
Yeah, I know it. And coming in is the newbies is Lake County and JCM.
Now that'll be a different, JCM. They know how to throw out good teams for sure.
Yeah,
Lake County will as well, and that'll be a different kind of a feel. And then your Hall of Fame game this year is against Lexington. You actually it's showing 2 Hall of Fame games.
Yes, you can have up to 2 Hall of Fame games. You have to get them in a certain time frame. And this year we have Lexington and Sacred Heart. We're at Sacred Heart, and Lexington is at home. Of course, the 16th is November 16th will be Lexington at home, and November 20th will be Sacred Heart at Sacred Heart. Now that game, and as we go forward and move forward, 1:00 p.m. will be that game at Sacred Heart.
And the boys play first.
So we'll have to make sure that our fans are aware of that.
Yeah. Now, we're going to be covering anywhere from 17 to 18 of these regular high school games. So multiply that times 2.
Right. Hey.
It's a lot of basketball.
Games. A lot of basketball.
We're going to be sipping on hot tea and sucking on cough drops by the end of that one.
But, tell you. Hopefully, I'll get in the booth with you a couple of times and call some games with you. I enjoy doing that.
Yes, sir. I know Chance enjoys basketball also, and there'll be a few games. Tuesday nights are tough on me.
Yeah.
And, Fridays and Saturdays I can do pretty easy. Tuesday nights are a little bit tougher, just not knowing my wife's schedule, and then we always have something at the church a lot of times on Tuesday nights. So, but we'll make sure those games are on, and make sure our sponsors get their read-ins and commercials and all of that. It's going to be a great basketball season. I know that's kind of a very kind of like 10,000 feet overview here.
Yeah,
we'll delve more into it. Right now, football is still in the front.
It is.
And with playoff talks, we've not had those talks in 5 years. It's been 5 years since the Humboldt Vikings have made the football playoffs. So we don't want to just kind of push football to the side and start all diving into basketball, because football's still relevant at this point.
It definitely is.
We're in the hunt, and it's probably going to be a win and end thing at the very end here. It's kind of the way the chips are falling for us. But I'm looking forward to this game Friday night. And if we go to Trenton, they always host us very nice facilities over there.
They do.
And we're looking forward to a great night of football.
Yeah, and keep me. I'll keep you. You keep me reminded to make sure we can get in there. I know Trenton does have a live stream that they do.
Yeah.
And if I'm not mistaken, it may be through NFHS.
I'm not sure about that. I know Worthy Road Studios is their is the actual production company, but I'm not sure if it's through NFHS.
Okay, my fault.
It may be. It may be just Worthy Studios, maybe the ones just producing it and directing it out there. But yeah, we'll see. If we can't do anything but audio, we can still broadcast that game. It just will look different. Okay, it's going to look way different, and it would just be a screen with score, and then you would hear the voices, and but we would still get our sponsors their read-ins. So we'll just see what we need to do. Hopefully, they've always been accommodating for us before, and we'll hopefully be able to get in there tomorrow night. And we're waiting on actually a call back. Everybody, we've already called in, and we're waiting on them to call us back.
I'm waiting on Mr. Jacobs to. He was in a meeting earlier, so I'm waiting on him to give me a call back and make sure we can get up there and in the booth, and we can we can have you guys get us online and live stream. Excuse me.
Yes, sir.
And do what we need to do to show our fans that won't be attending, to give them that opportunity to see the Vikings.
Before we get out of here tonight, there is something that we've not talked about.
Okay.
School board meeting this last month.
Yes.
There was something brought back to the table that we've not had in a long time.
Right.
And it's called the Band Boosters. I'm going to let
Yeah.
you explain what that means for this band program, because we
Right.
have been struggling with our band.
We have been, but you know what? I think band is they're on the move.
All right.
As you can see, Dr. Epperson has done a very fine job of letting us know that we need to be on the move, and we're going to be on the move.
Yes,
With
sir.
that being said, there have been the hiring of a new band teacher, Mr. Kaz Smith. He's doing a fine job with our band. I've seen him out performing with our marching band. I hear some new songs.
Yeah.
He's getting prepared for our homecoming week coming up, which I'm going to talk about just a little bit, but I'm not going to give you much. I'm not going to give you much because I want to save that for next week, and we can do some updates and give you some accurate accounts of all the activities that will be occurring. But our band boosters, they're being they were approved at our last board meeting, as Seth said. In the past, we've always had a band booster.
Yeah.
And they kind of operate in a separate entity to where they raise the funds they need to go on certain trips, activities, do certain competitions, and just operate as a band would normally operate with some extra support, such as any other athletic venue who needs a kind of a booster club to keep things going and keep financial responsibilities adhered to, and just allow opportunity for students in the band, in sports. And it was approved, and they are newly forming a band booster club.
All right.
So that has gone off the scene for quite some time, as
Yes,
you
it
said,
has.
and now it's been being re-entertained, so we can get some folks, some parents, some community members, some individuals excited about band and getting in the positions that we'll need a president, we'll need a vice president, we'll need a treasurer, we'll need that normal layout regarding the operations of a booster club, and it'll all need to be done through voting. And I know the band does have a fundraiser coming up on October the 29th. That's the last football game of the season.
Yeah.
And it'll be at our junior high band room. It'll be Friday, October the 29th, and the time will be from 3:30 to 7, where you can get you a barbecue chicken plate. That'll be their fundraiser to go to, they're still going to Pasadena to the Rose Bowl. Yeah. So the mass band with Humboldt also included in that mass band, and the support of Tyson, Latham's Meat Company, and Gene Langley has really been integral parts of supporting our band, and we want to encourage all our supporters to do that and give them a plug, because as we do, band is one of the extensions of an extracurricular that falls under athletics.
Sure.
I don't know if many people know that, but we try and impart on our band and give them the opportunity that athletics offers as well. And like I said, it falls under that umbrella. So.
And there's scholarship opportunities that we're missing out on. And this is something that's huge. And I know my wife, she was she calls herself a band nerd, but she was one of those. They loved the competitions, and it was something that really influenced her that she still uses to this day.
Absolutely. And the band is, as I said, you're going to be surprised. You're going to hear them. We're going to do more, I think, than just perform at the Strawberry Festival, as has been done in the past. And we're just nothing to by any means to talk down or anything about our band from past experiences, but I think there's just a new day. There's a new day and a new experience that I think we're going for, and we're shooting for the moon to rebuild this program, just like you would do an athletic program. I mean, we've suffered some things athletically with our football team.
Sure.
In our football program, we've had some challenges we faced with basketball, softball, all these sports. So band is no different. It's some challenges that we faced here, and we're trying to get the band back to the reputation of Viking pride. Pride band that is going to go and perform and do things and get our numbers up, and we're excited about that.
That's awesome. Hey, if somebody wants to be a part of that, who do they contact? Because you're saying they don't have a president, they don't have any of that yet. Do they just contact you right now?
What I will do, if they will contact me regarding band, I will get the information into the proper hands of our band directors. And I mentioned Mr. Smith, but there's also Mr. Haney, who works with our band too, and a very important parent that's kind of heading all this up, and she's doing a lot of behind the scene work, and that's Miss Felisa Jones. Felicia's mother is actually the director of our senior center, Miss Archie. So she is doing a lot to try to get the band back to a relevant status, and just encourage and build and get those kids interested in marching band and doing some things and playing at our games and performing at halftime. So we're excited about that.
That's awesome. Fantastic. Anything else?
Let me mention one more thing. We did have our homecoming for our junior high school week prior. So week prior to fall break.
It had to be done after a practice.
It did. It was on a Wednesday night, Wednesday night. We didn't plan on doing that, but our last game was canceled due to a fall break that one of our opponents we'd scheduled that game really in advance, a long way in advance, but administration come back and said, hey, most of our kids are going to be gone during that week of October the 7th, so we can't come and play you, which that's where we had our 8th grade night ready. So we had to kind of be creative and do another 8th grade night. So we did that, and 8th graders were actually recognized. All our 8th graders were recognized. We had a court of homecoming queen, Miss Carlasia Porter. She was the proud recipient of the crown and the winner of our homecoming queen. First maid was Jaleesa Tate. Second maid was Cassidy Curry, and third maid was Adriana Wallach. So we did have a great time of recognizing all of our 8th graders, and I think in essence it was about maybe about 20 of those kids that we recognized. Awesome. So we were excited about that, the whole entire 8th grade court. So 8th grade recognition night, along with those that have cheered, had some managers and some football players.
All right.
Yep. So that was a great time we had at our gymnasium, and thanks to all those supporters of that, we had some parents who fed the kids afterwards. That was awesome, and just our coaches, for our cheer coaches, Miss Charlencia Taylor, who's also a faculty member there. She was very instrumental in putting that together, along with Miss Pettigrew and a few more. Miss Michaela Pettigrew and the likes that had very important roles to play in making sure that we pull that off. So
wonderful.
Great job for that. And homecoming coming up. We're in fall break right now, but you can go to our website and get a list of all the events. They'll be posted tomorrow fully. If you're going to that Trenton Peabody game, GoFan is the only way you can do that.
All right.
You buy your tickets on GoFan. Peabody is a GoFan affiliate, and you have to get your tickets online for that. So please do that. I don't know the status of that website as far as GoFan and how tickets are going, but do that ASAP so you can get your tickets if you want to go see the Humboldt Peabody game tomorrow night. Tip-off is at 7 o'clock.
That's right.
It's a 7 o'clock tip-off. They always I know we normally I know junior high games are 6:30, and you've been used to a lot of that, but 7 o'clock tip-off at Trenton Peabody tomorrow night. It is their homecoming, but we need all the fan support that's possible.
That's right.
Just right up the road, a little rival going north for about 12 miles, and we need your help. We need your support, and let's root the Vikings on as they play Peabody tomorrow night, October the 15th, correct? October the 15th, 7 o'clock p.m. tip-off. Thanks a lot for all your support.
All right. Thank you so much for coming in, George. We want to say a great big thank you one more time to all of our sponsors, the Viking Booster Club, Tyson Foods, Ralph and Camille Jones, Lynn Auto Repair, Lashley Rich Construction Company, the Humboldt Chronicle, Humboldt High School Class of 93, Christine Warrington, candidate for Humboldt Mayor, Centennial Bank, Bradley Owens for Gibson County General Sessions Judge, Baskerville Funeral Home, and One Tennessee. Join us tomorrow night we have our pregame show about 6:45 tomorrow night. We may go on just a little bit early, especially if I can get Coach Sanderson an interview as well as Coach Pettigrew. I know I have Coach Pettigrew scheduled this afternoon after his practice.
Gotcha.
We're going to sit down and do an interview real quick for tomorrow night. And if I can catch Coach Sanderson, I'm going to try to get one with him as well, wrapping up the junior high season. So if I've got both of those interviews, I'm going to have to go on a little bit early. So be watching, folks. We're going to release our game day photo tomorrow. That's kind of become a hit.
Yeah, I like it, Seth. Good job.
Yeah, we're going to release a game day photo tomorrow with all the information of when our pregame starts. We might have to start that pregame at 6:30 if I've got both of those. So, and George, plan to join me in the booth, man.
Sounds good. We'll do, man.
Yeah, you missed out second half.
Yeah, I know.
Just
I'm still gonna get you guys.
Probably cost me a barbecue bologna sandwich.
There you go. I'll take it. I'll take it.
Yes, sir. All right. Thank you so much for joining us tonight, folks. Our show, look at there. It's in the books. Thanks for joining us, folks. Good night.